Whoops. She's catching her
Hello.
voice. Yes, there we go. There we go.
Welcome to Around the Block. I'm Heather Holman.
I'm Carrie King.
And Jacqueline Ferris.
Yay.
Yay. We're glad you're here with us today
Yeah.
on this, what is it, Wednesday already? Halfway through the work week? Wow.
Halfway.
It's crazy, right?
It really is. It really is. So we've been having our own fair share of weather lately. Fortunately, we have not had any injuries. You know, we did have 2 minor tornadoes, but they did cause a lot of damage on Sunday night.
Yes.
And so there is an active weather pattern, obviously, continuing through the Midwest. Illinois has really been hit hard. Yesterday on the breakdown, we were showing just different videos of different clips of tornadoes that people had recorded. And fortunately, you know, we've not seen massive destruction other than, you know, I guess Enid would be the biggest that we've seen this year. But that happened in April. Anyway, Oklahoma is now ranked 8th in the nation for tornadoes. To me, that is a little surprising. I thought we would have been a little higher on the list.
That is very low considering that we usually have. I mean, we have had a lot of tornadoes, like from January to April. Like there were a lot more then than there
Yes.
were in May. Like in May, that we didn't really have any. When usually May is our highest total month, right? But I was a little shocked how low we are on the list. I'm not saying I'm complaining, but
No doubt.
right? But yeah, that is a little shocking.
Yeah. And so, but according to the National Weather Service, they say 49 tornadoes touching down in the first half of this year in Oklahoma. So according to past data, that's lower than usual. We'll take it. That's great. But Illinois, like I mentioned, they've come in first with 196 confirmed tornadoes.
I mean, that's about 200 tornadoes. That's
So
crazy,
sorry for
especially
them.
for them. I do too. I feel
And
bad
that seems
because we
high.
know, right?
That seems high for them.
Yeah, based
And
on
we're low.
previous years.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is the warm air that we've had this whole, you know, winter. Do you remember in February? I think, did we reach 90 in
We
February?
did. Remember, it was
There
like
yes.
everybody was wearing shorts and
Yeah.
short sleeves, right?
Yes.
Right. And so forecasters are saying it has to do with the warmth of the season that we've seen. But we've also talked over the years amongst ourselves that maybe Tornado Alley is moving a little bit.
Little shift.
So we don't know if that's the case. Some meteorologists say no, some say yes. But we have seen many, many more in the Midwest than we used to see. And
Mhm.
Illinois had 4 times the amount that we saw so far this year.
Which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it really is. So are you surprised, Jacqueline, that we ranked 8th, or you think that that's about right, or what?
You know, I think it seems low, but uncommon because generally in years past, I feel like we would be right up there at the top of a stat that we don't want to be at the top of.
Right.
Yes.
So this kind of feels great saying we're 8th.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want to be number one.
We don't
on
want to be
this.
in the top 10, you know, but we're low on the list at least. And Mississippi came in second, followed by Missouri, you know, and I know that those 2 states have tornadoes too. They have severe weather, but that's interesting that they are ahead of us too, you know?
It really is.
Yeah. And so we'll hopefully that we continue to just decline on that list. I feel sorry for anyone who's on the
Yeah.
top 10 at least. I mean,
Yes.
that's a terrible place to be, but
Yes.
we don't really have an option. So
No.
out of our control. But in El Reno, you know, we just had storms on Sunday come through, and also yesterday in Moore and Norman with heavy, heavy, strong winds. We saw trees toppling and all kinds of things. A woman was trapped in her car underneath the fallen tree. Fortunately, she was okay. Sometimes those can result in major injuries. So, but in El Reno, what they're doing is sending out a warning saying right now there are 0 licensed solicitors in El Reno going around door to door.
Right.
So many of obviously reputable companies, but the ones going door to door, they do not have any permits for El Reno filed. So they're saying be very careful of the roofers who come by or the people who come by claiming
Absolutely.
that they can fix your roof.
Absolutely. Ask them, where's your license? Are you insured? Prove it. Show me where you're insured in the state of Oklahoma. Their license is through the state of Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
You know, don't be afraid to ask questions, even if you're in turmoil, even if you're in crisis, that you have no roof, like the video that we just saw. We don't want you to get scammed.
Yeah. And if we can go back to that video, I wanted to point out there's a gigantic tree. And Mike Morgan also talked about this yesterday. In Norman, a tree fell. This is El Reno. First of all, I feel terrible for these people.
Oh, I do too.
I can't even imagine the cleanup.
I do too.
Fiberglass everywhere. But we saw trees just topple on camera. And there's one that you're about to see coming up. It's about the same size that the one fell in Norman, and it's missing its root ball. So the wind was so strong that it ripped it away from its root ball. Gigantic trunk. You're going to see right there.
Yeah.
Oh my
Look at that
goodness.
dog next to it. But the roots are down in the ground. I mean,
Mhm.
that's how strong these winds were, just ripping the trunks away. So again, it happened, in different parts of the state, El Reno and so forth,
Mhm.
Norman, Moore, all the strong winds, 75 mile per hour winds in Moore alone yesterday. So
Right, and 102 in early Monday morning in El Reno, confirmed.
Mhm.
Aaron Brackett confirmed that.
that is just,
Yeah.
those winds can be devastating as we've
Mhm.
seen. So
Yesterday, when we had the winds come through the metro, my husband texted me. He was working up in the Devon Tower, and he said you could feel the entire building swaying.
Oh wow,
And he recorded the creaking noise.
Ugh.
Obviously, the building's
that's a little
designed for that,
unnerving.
but he said this time was just too much. He said everyone was going to the center and just kind of talking to each other nervously.
wow.
Like, do you get
Yeah.
in the elevator?
Right.
Maybe
What do you
not.
do?
Or do I? Do I go in the stairwell? What do we
Uh-huh.
do?
Oh,
I guess it depends on how many floors up you are. Well, you get some exercise walking
Yes.
downstairs,
Get your
right?
steps.
Oh
have you
my
ladies
gosh.
been to Vast, the restaurant at the top of the Devon Tower? And so you have to take the elevator up. And that always gets me. I'm kind of a little bit nervous every time I take that ride because it goes really, really fast. But you
Yes.
realize you're going, thousands of feet in the air. And so, but the buildings are designed to sway, just
Yep.
like an airplane wings are designed to move also. But it is unnerving. I can't imagine being up there and feeling that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. All right. When we come back, we still have a lot to get to, including Route 66 cars. We'll tell you what our photojournalists captured on the road, on the Mother Road, next. Route 66. We can't wait for the official 100th celebration, but people are already celebrating. Why not?
Exactly. Why not?
And they're coming from all over. We have spotted on Route 66 yesterday by accident a parade of old classic cars. There's Chief Meteorologist Mark Dillard, and they were
Well-
shooting another story.
Meteorologist. I call him a
I say
meteorologist. Yes,
meteorologist?
but it's fine
Oh.
because he kind of is.
Chief
He's a
photojournalist.
photojournalist.
Honorary.
But
Honorary.
he is an honorary meteorologist.
He's our
Okay.
storm chaser too. He does a lot for us. Wandering troubadours of Finland were in town.
I cannot have more titles than I already have.
I called you a
Uh-oh.
meteorologist.
He heard, and I always call him that. I'm like, I go to you for my weather information.
That's true.
Now,
I did
I
too.
would take the money.
Okay, there we go.
So he captured this yesterday, driving down Route 66. He and Kent Ogle were out shooting a story in Hydro, Oklahoma.
Look at that. You just never
Oh,
know where you're
that's
going to
so
find
cool.
news, right?
And there's Lucille's
Lucille.
Historic
Yep.
Highway. Yeah.
Yep.
And so we were talking about this amongst ourselves because Jacqueline loves
Yes.
classic cars.
I do. I
And-
absolutely do.
Tell us what you have.
So I have a 1983 Volkswagen Westfalia camper van, the kind that has the pop top and you can camp under the stars in it. And so it's so much fun.
And so do you all want to take it down Route 66?
You betcha. I would absolutely love to do the whole Route 66. Seeing all these stories about the clubs coming through, I would love to join them.
That would be
It
so
looks
fun.
so fun.
And I bet they would love to have you too, because
I
they'd be
think
like,
they
cool,
totally
a
would.
Volkswagen van.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Groovy.
Oh, that's so fun. I love it. We must have pictures eventually.
I know. It's so fun. We've driven it from California or actually San Diego to Oklahoma City. That was its first big adventure. So it was a great.
Did it make it?
Perfectly.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Have you had any car? I mean, I'm sure a lot of things have been
we had
replaced.
You have no idea. We've been broke down so many times, but that's kind of the fun of it. You have to carry your own tools with you. You have to be really resourceful and have good AAA.
Okay.
Oh, AAA. I was like, what's AAA?
AAA.
AAA.
Because you can call and they'll pick you up.
Now, okay, so they'll call. They will pick you up.
They will.
Okay, so I know your husband is handy though, because he's very smart and an engineer, so he probably knows how to tinker with it a little bit.
Yes.
Now, do you stay in it or do you go and stay
Definitely.
elsewhere? You
We
stay in it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
fun.
So
The
when they
whole
when they
camping
tow it, then where do you just find a hotel?
Hotel, and then you're just scrambling to figure out what you're going to do next because the parts are hard to come by.
I bet.
So do you wait in town until they repair it, or do you rent a car, or how does that work?
You know, we haven't had that unluck yet.
Okay.
We've been really lucky so far. Fingers crossed.
How many miles are on the odometer?
You know, I don't know. I don't know, but not a lot. You'd be surprised.
Oh,
It's a real good condition.
okay, cool. Well, what Mark Dillard captured on camera that we were looking at, that is the Hemmings Great Race, and it's a 9-day, 2,300-mile classic cruise from Springfield, Illinois, into Pasadena, California. And one thing Mark did say is that, or no, this was Mike Morgan yesterday. One thing he said about that was that these poor folks have had to endure so much bad weather. They started in Illinois. Yes, and now they're coming through Oklahoma, and they were here, through Sunday when we had our things.
Gosh.
And so, plus yesterday, the winds. And so it's kind of just following them.
Oh my gosh. Hats off to them, because those cars are so much harder to drive. You don't think about power steering.
Right.
Right.
And then even the wipers are just so much slower and older. They can barely keep up with those heavy Oklahoma rains we had, I bet.
I'm going to tell you, they're going to have great stories when they go home.
Yeah, they will.
Right? Once they get through it, it's like, but you're going to have great stories. I love it.
Their favorite will be, we made the news on Channel 4. In Oklahoma
That's
City."
right. That's right.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about some park improvements where you can see some fun new structures, and also the Route 66 beach sprints. This is going to be a cool Olympic sport, and you can try your hand at it at Lake Arcadia. That's next.
Welcome back to Around the Block. I love a good big improvement story. Like, when you see something and oh man, this place would be so great if we could, XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
And we have this massive project that is coming to an end at Wiley Post, the park. They opened this week. And, if you know where that is, it's along the Oklahoma River. And it has new playgrounds, a performance. Look at that.
So
it's
nice.
So cool. Performance stage. I mean, shaded loungers. I'm like, that's got my name calling, right? It's like, that's got my name on it. Additional trees. I love the fact that they're going to have solar lighting. I mean, come on, that's perfect for Oklahoma, right? Walking, biking, just go hang out. Kids can play, or you could go have some alone time or meet friends.
Yes.
It's very impressive.
Very impressive. And it's so neat, too, that our kids of Oklahoma have cool places like this to go.
Yes.
I still remember the parks that I used to go to as a child.
Do you?
Yes. So this past weekend, I was in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and that's where I lived until I was 4. But I remember the playgrounds that my parents would take me to.
How fun.
Yes. And so we actually drove past one at Johnstone Park. But then we went to a few other places of things that we did when we were kids. It was very nostalgic. So, but do you remember when we were kids, Carrie, and we would get on the slides and they would burn our legs?
Yes, because they were metal and they were silver, so they attracted more light, more sunshine, and it was like, don't wear shorts because you're going to lose the back of your legs, right?
Yes,
You're
it was like sitting on an iron.
or you just stop.
And, yes.
And it was like, it makes me hurt thinking about it. It's
Right.
like, ooh, yeah.
Yes. And so, but I just love that our kids have these cool parks to go to, and that they will create memories like I have.
I think so too, because I remember that so vividly. Some things that we would do when I was a kid, I'm the same way. It's like these special spots, and you'd make these core memories, right? And what a beautiful new place to go make some core memories.
Worth the money.
Look back at the image. You can see there's so much paved area for bikes and scooters. It's a beautiful park.
I think so too. And it was an $8 million project, and it was funded through the American Rescue Plan of 2021 and awesome. Tax increment financing. So look at there, your tax dollars hard at work, because that is a good payoff.
It really is, truly.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
For our kids. For sure.
Okay, speaking of payoff, now I used to drive down Northwest Expressway to come to work a while back. And I'd go underneath that May Bridge, but I also would go over the May Bridge and in the May Bridge, because I shopped in that area a lot. And it's time for the May Bridge to go, and it is going, but it looks crazy. It's like, it's hard for me to believe that, wow, that they've done so much of the demolition. right?
They really have.
That's
It's
incredible.
been fast.
Yes, yes. I guess it is much easier and faster to take something down than it is to put it up,
Yes,
right? You know,
especially creating the new one will take longer. You're right.
Yes, but oh my gosh, look at that. It's going to be so amazing. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the divergent diamond plan. I'm sure I will get it after watching a few more videos. And once you drive it, they say it makes sense. I'm like, okay, I'm trusting the process, but that does look pretty crazy. And now I'm like, note to self, beware of Northwest Expressway. Don't go down that way. Or just remember that
Carrie.
there's
You say
construction.
that, but I want to say hats off to the city of Oklahoma City or the construction people or whoever's doing the traffic pattern to get the construction going. I live in this area and unfortunately am tied to that location for all my errands. The traffic hasn't been that bad.
Oh, that's good.
Like yes, there's traffic, but they got you moving. And it's not adding a whole bunch of time to my errands.
I know. I mean, I drive through a huge construction project in Edmond twice a day.
That was
Heather and I drive through the same one every day, and it's like it's been a year. I'm ready for it to be done, but they have done a great job of traffic flow. So I'm happy to hear that this is the same here because that is a very congested area of town.
Because let's be honest, that Target it's pretty popular. There's a popular Target right there, and back to school shopping, and,
right?
You know, at least the traffic is going. I appreciate that they are keeping us updated too and letting us know the updates.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
And it's moving along pretty fast. And I hope that they have good weather so that it can stay on track.
Yes, no doubt, because that really can delay construction projects. Typically, always. You know, they always say, oh, we're a little behind schedule because of the weather. That's just Oklahoma.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, we've had some good weather. Now I know we're in a pretty active pattern right now this week, but it's this week, right? I know be weather aware for tomorrow too.
Yes.
You know, crazy. Okay, so let's talk about these Route 66, this new thing that's coming to Oklahoma, and it's called Beach Sprints.
Yes.
You ever heard of it before we started talking about it?
No.
Neither did I.
I mean, Carrie, you and I like to work out, and I love sprints. When I tore my second ACL, I can't really sprint that fast anymore.
I'm slow, but I get it, you know, but I'd still do it.
And so when I heard beach sprints were coming, I pictured Lake Arcadia, LA 28 games.
Right.
They're going to bring beach sprints. Oh, fun. That'll be just running on the beach as fast as you can. No, that's not all it entails.
That is not what it is. So it's coming for the big the 100th anniversary of America's Mother Road, but it's also going to be a part of LA 28. Not here in Oklahoma.
Right.
But it will be a part of LA 28. And it's different because it's like dynamic from your usual rowing or canoe or kayak or even like a slalom event. But you have to run, get in, row
as fast as you can.
As fast as you can.
Yes.
It's already hard to run on sand.
Yes.
Right? I mean, because it's very difficult. They make it look so lovely in the movies and easy. It is not.
Right.
It is not that. And let me tell you, rowing is not easy either.
No.
You know, a leisurely stroll across a calm lake is one thing.
Yeah.
This is going as fast as you can after running.
Yeah.
My hat's off to these athletes.
So kayaking is my jam. That's my thing.
I did not know this.
I love kayaking, but I love leisurely kayaking. I'm not racing anyone. I'm out there to relax.
And look at the scenery. Right.
And so when they get in the water, they have to slalom around some bushes and come back as fast as they can. Go out to open water and then come back and then sprint again. And then they have to, this is a required element, dive across the finish line.
Right? Okay, I'm not diving anything.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm not doing that. But clearly, this is not the sport for me. But I would love to watch it. I really, truly would. I really, truly would. I feel like this would be something exciting, and I could get into it.
Yes. So we have more information at KFOR.com, but you can sign up to go either volunteer or participate. And again, this isn't the Olympics. It's what they'll be doing in the Olympics. It's just our version to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the Mother Road. But just go to KFOR.com and you can find out more information.
And to introduce all of us to this sport. You know, this is we're all learning about it.
It's,
and I don't
cool.
know that.
It's always fun to learn something new too.
Absolutely. Okay, we are going to be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about a big update with the Heartland Flyer. And welcome back to Around the Block. I'm Carrie King along with Heather Holman, Jacqueline Ferris. Here we are. How many of you, who's ridden the Heartland Flyer?
I haven't.
I have not, but I admit it's actually on my Oklahoma bucket list.
You gotta act fast then.
I know. I'm
Gotta
trying
act
it for the
fast.
last 2 years, and it keeps trying to go away.
And I have wanted to do it too, and I just haven't. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe this means I need to plan a trip to Dallas, right? But, you know, its future has been in jeopardy. And then Texas stopped funding it on their half. Oklahoma just kept it going. But then it was like, well, Oklahoma's going to end its funding of it. So then it was going to end. Well, now a spokesman for Amtrak is telling the Oklahoman that they're taking reservations into 2027.
Ooh.
So something's going on.
So
There's
that's
some
exciting.
movement somewhere. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma didn't put the full blown budget in,
Right.
but so they don't have enough to cover a full 12 months. But
Right.
at least it will go on for a few more months. Hopefully there'll be more debate and we can keep it running.
Yeah, I hope so
Yes.
too.
I know that we're waiting to hear what the Texas state legislature decides to do regarding funding. And so this is definitely a to be continued.
That's
Yes.
right. All right. Bizarre holidays.
Yes. we have
Cat
so
World
many.
Domination Day.
That is the best one I've ever heard.
I agree. International Fairy Day.
Fun.
Midsummer Day.
National Day of Joy.
Oh, I love that. National Pralines Day. My mom will love that.
I like this one. National Upcycling Day.
I do too.
And Swim a Lap Day. That sounds like fun.
Mhm.
It does. All right. Thanks for joining us today. Guess what? We'll see you back here tomorrow.
See ya.